Hi everyone, my name is Maria, and today I want to talk about Russian traditions related to the Easter season, which is happening right now. I think even for non-believers, Easter preparation is a big part of Russian culture and identity. So this year, Easter will happen on May 1st, and before that, meaning right now, there is a great Lent or the Great Fast going on. But before we even talk about that, let me give a brief explanation why is it happening on May 1st. It is probably known that Russia celebrates Christmas on January 7th, and Easter apparently doesn't happen at the same time with the rest of the world. So that is because Russian Orthodox Church, just like some other Eastern Orthodox churches, still uses Julian calendar. That's an old calendar that was created at times of Caesar and was replaced by a Gregorian calendar now, because Julian calendar didn't reflect solar year, quickly accumulated years, errors, and could get out of sync with seasons as centuries pass. Just like that. So, tradition to new calendar had different pace in different countries. And so Russia moved to it right after Bolshevik Revolution in 1918. However, church still uses it. And okay, that is why some holidays happen on a different day compared to the rest of the world. So as for Easter, it is calculated in a way that it always falls between April 4th and May 8th by our normal calendar, which is pretty convenient. So right before the Easter, we have a number of important things. At first, from 14th of March until 30th of April, there is a great Lent. Woohoo! 7 weeks of fasting. So there are complicated rules on what to do and what and when can be eaten. And also on Clean Monday, which is first day of the fast, and Great Friday, which is last Friday of the fast. So last Friday before Easter. So on those days you should restrict yourself from both food and water just like Jesus did in the desert. But most of the time you need to exclude just meat, eggs, and milk from your rations. And you can find a link below on the fasting rules because yeah, they're very complicated. And interestingly, according to statistics, about 70% of Russians, even those who consider themselves Russian Orthodox, do not join the fast. So many start fasting closer to the end to join those who are already fasting or even to lose weight before summer. Yeah, that is one of the reasons. Okay, so we have some specific days during and before the fast. For example, Sunday of Forgiveness, which you guys call like that. I think it's unpronounceable. So this happens right before the fast start. So Sunday right before the fast. So on that day, people obviously ask everyone to forgive them for what they have done during the year. And it doesn't always work, but sometimes it does. And so also Clean Monday that I mentioned before. So this is the first day of the fast, and people traditionally clean their houses, and it's also considered an important thing to take a shower and put on some fresh, clean clothes. But it doesn't mean that we don't shower on other days, okay? And so a week before Easter, we celebrate so-called Palm Sunday or a Pussy Willow Sunday here. So why Pussy Willow? Because we don't have palm trees. And so Pussy Willow is called verba in Russian. So I'm going to use that word. So verba is used instead of palm leaves to symbolize Jesus' entrance to Jerusalem. And on the day people get branches of verba, sometimes go to church to sanctify them and bring to their homes. And people believe that keeping them bring well-being to the family and even has some kind of healing powers. So it is even recommended to keep them for the whole year. And there are probably some other important days during the fast, but not that well noticeable by the public, I think. And finally, when the fast is over, we celebrate Easter. Woohoo! And on Easter, Christians celebrate resurrection of Jesus Christ, which gives us hope to be resurrected as well and to be saved. And many Russians thoroughly clean their houses before the Easter holidays. And the Easter holiday, in general, is seen as a day of rest and family gathering. So it's a very nice day. And on Easter Day, after Orthodox Easter Church service, Russians traditionally celebrate with an Easter breakfast that includes foods that they were forbidden before because of the fast or the Great Lent. And so Easter Mass begins on Saturday night actually around 11 p.m. It's very late and it's in a darkened church, so liturgical chanting, the lighting of candles, the ringing of church bells and the announcements, Christ is risen, which is if you say it in Russian, this is Христос воскресе. So this is what you can experience in Russian church on the day. Yeah, and so services usually last until the very morning, until 3, 4 a.m. And all of this time, people have to stand in a big crowd. They cannot sit down. So, unlike some other Orthodox services, Easter Mass is actually a joyful celebration. And what do we eat for Easter breakfast? So, tradition of decorating eggs dates back to pre-Christian times when people saw eggs as fertility symbols and as devices of protection. So, eggs represented new life, and when Orthodoxy was adopted, eggs took on Christian symbolism. And on Easter, the main theme is to obviously decorate and eat eggs. But as for other food, on Sunday we can finally eat meat, cheese, and other favorite Russian dishes that were forbidden during the fast. And also people cook, or more likely will buy kulich, which is a cylindrical bread and it is topped with icing and colored sprinkles, or also we like to buy pascha, which sounds like a Jewish word, and it's a cheese dessert in the shape of a pyramid. So they can bring them to church for a blessing before actually eating at home. So now we know about the Great Lent and Easter. However, there is something else you should remember while you're in Russia. So you need to be ready for surprises, as Russia is a country of contrasts. And if you don't accept that, you don't accept Russia in general. Okay, so to illustrate that, I will now share some statistics from Russian Public Opinion Research Center and Levada Center. And these statistics will be related to religion and Easter season in general. So apparently some numbers will slightly change every year depending on many things, including political situation, but you can get a general idea about Russian society. So 60 to 75% of Russians consider themselves Russian Orthodox, and at the same time only 18 to 20% by some questionnaires, even 5%, partake of the sacrament, which is an ordinance of major importance at church, and it is used by many scientists to separate Orthodox from non-believers. So 61% of those who identify themselves as Russian Orthodox have never read Bible. Only 24% read Gospels of four evangelists in the New Testament. 1/3 of all Russians don't know any Christian commandments. So that is a lot of ambiguity in society, and I believe that all of that comes from the history and trials the Russian nation had to go through. And this is especially the case with religion after it was put behind and almost forbidden during Soviet times. And in the result, right now, religion in Russia is treated more like a national identity. So you can meet many people who say they believe in the universe, UFOs, in esoteric religions, psychics, and even magic. But I think this fact makes Russia an interesting and a unique place to live. And I invite you guys to come to Russia someday and experience this uniqueness and richness of the history and culture at some point. So in this video, I only reflected my personal opinion and investigation, and any judgmental statements are not meant to be insulting. So I hope this video was informative and enjoyable for you. And please leave your comments or questions below. Thank you for watching. Bye.